City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down, yeah.
I was born in the city, I was raised on its edges. My pop worked his life when it's complex. I found love in its center. If I could live here forever, think it'd be for the better. I love the weather, even though it's fog 24/7. I love the people, this is the city I met all my best friends. And I wanna thank every brick, I wanna thank every entrance to every building that I step in this city of mine. I owe you most my best moments in life. See, I fell in love for the first time in Golden Gate Park. I saw my first rap show at Great American Hall. I used to beg my homies for a ride across the bridge to goof off and spend the whole damn day doing whatever we want. Keith drove us down to Ike's place while we roll up a blunt, and me and Jack would get stoney, walk around and get lost. Don't think I'll ever truly pay back all I was lucky to get just by walking through the city. No, I'm a small part of this.
City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down.
I never really had a place to call my own, so I travel and I roam till I find that. But I'm full of adventure, so I wander and I venture, and it's safe to say that really I don't mind that. I book a flight to try to figure where my mind's at, a spot where I don't spend no money, just some time at. I mix and mingle with the people till I learn a little. I brought some weed and baby, maybe we could burn a little. She said you're funny, I said no, I'm Xavier, then I left. Sun shining, birds chirping, let me take a breath. I'm headed to the city where my chance to make it best. Where people like to give a little, then you take the rest. I'm hoping one day maybe I can find a place to rest. I fell in love with life and wonder where it take me next. I like the hustle and bustle, I fell in love with the fashion. I feel the pulse of the city, it's moving me like a passion, and it's mine.
How I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine. How I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. Me and my hometown, baby, we go way back. All the situations, circumstances, still we don't mind. Steady going on, I dance around the street lights. Hey, I know every street sign, hanging around the block. Like if you are my friend, then you are welcome any moment. Yeah. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down.
Hey, Mr. Camera Junkie.
You muted.
Wait, you're Paul too. You're not even Camera Junkie. Yeah, so it turns out when you're streaming and you switch profiles, that everything switches with it. Hey, everybody, say hi to Paul Duncan.
Hello. Bye.
Bye. Oh, that's funny. Alrighty then. All right, we're gonna start all over again. Howdy, y'all. What's happening? Anyway, what I was trying to say while I was muted is, first of all, thank you for being here. It's weird when you're, yeah. How many of us are texting Doc right now? Good answer. Good answer, Jared. When you're not in your normal studio, you're out here doing crazy stuff, and as you can see, it kind of throws off your process. But hey, you just adapt and overcome. I am in Hampton, Virginia right now, still streaming from my sister's dining room. And what I find absolutely hilarious about this is India and myself and Keith and others have teased Diana forever about the planes buzzing her house while she's trying to stream. And I am literally streaming from Langley Air Force Base, home of the F-35 and others. And all I hear all day long is jets. Nothing but jets. There's more jets here than on the roster in New York. I'm just saying. There's tons of jets all day, every day. So Diana, I take it back. I am sorry. The other thing I discovered is at my sister's house, she has a Keurig. Talk about brokenhearted. Nabal died. I got here. She has a Keurig. You guys know me. I love coffee. What I hate is Keurig coffee. Keurig coffee tastes like ought to be damned. That's what it tastes like. But saving grace, they have a couple of hour Amazon. So what I did, I ordered Death Wish coffee, like the strongest coffee you can buy, and I stuck it in a Keurig, and it's about regular now, because Keurig coffee weak in the mud, but Death Wish coffee through the Keurig comes out to almost normal cup. So there's that. Anyway, we're going to do creator Q&A today, because, that's what you do when you're on the road. Out here talking to you guys. And let's see. I feel like we are warning up in our spots in parallel. I'm curious what she said. Oh, you know what? Why I can't see your guys' comments either? Because I'm streaming with this tiny monitor. So, yeah, it's hard to see comments. But what's up, Strick? Boom! Mr. HD, I did that on purpose. I just wanted you to check your sound. So, you know what it is. There we go. There we go. So it's open Q&A today. You guys can ask any questions that you want, and I will do my dangdest to answer them. We had a pretty epic show. Boom. I did B-roll coffee before Brock. It's on my IG. Like every third or fourth post is my coffee B-roll on my IG channel. Ask Jared. You know what? Speaking of Jared, since Jared's here, let me see if I can find y'all this video. I'm curious as to what it's up to now. My man Jared made a reel, instagram.com/JRadSpink. Jared made a reel, and the reel was about coffee. And it's using the standard issue, Little Girl, Coffee is Life, Tastes Like Hopes and Dreams. That joint got 10.1 million views. Keely, relax. That's super funny. Keely said she cannot handle open Q&A. And then Dina is backing her up. Both of y'all just relax. I'm on vacation-ish. Not really, I'm working from here. But you guys, look at this reel right here. 10.1 million views. Now, normally this is probably not going to play straight just because it's playing from an iPad, and the video playing from the iPad doesn't work that good, but let's see what happens. That's it. I mean, literally, that's it. It's just a well-crafted video with good text on it, and it's a 7-minute reel, and bam, it's incredible. The genius maneuver here is, I don't know if Jared tagged Bodum specifically. He did. Genius move. Bodum is a big coffee brand for making relatively inexpensive coffee equipment that you can buy at Target, but fantastic. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hashtags. That's about 4 more than IG wants you to use, but they change it every 3-4 weeks, so it doesn't really matter. But how genius that even my family over at Lion Coffee Hawaii, anybody who's been around me has received the bag, because I've given it to most of my people that I see IRL. Yeah, like, this is my coffee company. This is where I go to get my drinks on a regular basis. Even these guys found Jared's stream. They don't know I know Jared. They have no freaking clue that I know Jared. And yet they liked Jared's video. That's cool. I like how Instagram does that. It shows you the connections that you may or may not have with someone. So kind of cool. Kind of cool. These are my baristas right there over at Lion Coffee. This just so craziness. So craziness. You guys, man, over here with brown water, do I miss this? Good Lord, do I miss that? Anyway, so I think it's very cool. What's up, Mr. R2 in the building? Good to see you. Look, my background today at my sister's house is almost Renee level. It's green though and not yellow. But man, I just thought of a rhyme that I was going to say. I'm the king of rock. There is no height. Oh, I know why I just thought of that. Because Renee just wrote it. That's how my brain just did that. Oh, gang. So what's happening in the streets this week? YouTube put the podcast button, family. I've been predicting this for a hot minute. It's not fully baked yet, but the fully baked version is probably coming sooner than you know. Don't ask Renee. He can't tell you. He'd be under NDA, or is it CANADA? Get it? Normal people are under NDA, but those from the Great White North are under the CANADA. Oh, Canada. That guy is funny right there. Oh my God, he got jokes. Close that. Man, you're supposed to be charging this iPad. What the heck are you doing? Anyway, so let's take a look here. I want to show you guys this real quick. What's up, Sean? Good to see you here. That was a good joke, Brock. Come on, Brock. You gotta say that was a good joke. Okay. All right, let me show you, Jared. Let me show you. I've been getting some Hawaiian coffee straight from the source in a week. Wait, are you going to Hawaii? And if that's the case, why would you go when I'm here? I'm not going to be back home until October. Damn it. Jerk face. I thought we was friends. Anyway, let me show you this over here. This might be, hey, what's up, Anna and Fuyens? Let me do the Z. No, don't want to do that. I say Command 0. Okay, it is 100%, but it's just weird because I'm using my iPad. Let me close this thing right here for a second. You see across the top here, people, this button right here says podcast. Okay? So right now, JRAD, the algorithm knows. Oh, by the way, they updated. Never mind. We'll stay on subject and I'll come back to this. The algorithm knows that it is a podcast. My guess, I do not know, and I don't know if Renee's allowed to tell us yet, but the algorithm knows that it's a podcast. how would the algorithm know it's a podcast? Number one, excuse my French, it's in the word, right? It is literally right there. It says podcast. Number two, this is a podcast. Cricket Media is famously a podcasting company. Number four, it is the Waveform Podcast. It says so right there. It is literally written in top the thing, right? This is podcast equipment. This one probably doesn't belong in here, but Cricket Media is again. So right now you can see Think Media Podcast. It says that right there. So on this page right now, it's currently just using algorithmically how to figure out what's the what. What is probably a genius maneuver is in your, what you call them things, in your description, make sure you're talking about podcasts in there. In your tags, make sure you say podcast in there. Actually, yours is called the Hive Podcast Show. Surprisingly, it's not on this page, but it should be. Let me scroll and let me doom scroll for a second to see if I bump into a Jared one, because I'm already subscribed to the Hive Podcast, I think. I know I am on my phone. I don't know if I am on the YouTube. Let me check. The Hive Podcast. Oh, it's just under Jared Spinky. Okay, a couple things I would do if I were you, Jared. Go over here. Okay, so you have it in the title, so it should show up for other people. It might just already know because I'm already subscribed to you. It doesn't necessarily have to show it to me. However, it is there. Now, if I go to, look at this guy. This, don't have clowns like this on your show. That'll bust you up. So now I know that I'm 53 and 86. Those are my Hive Podcast numbers. Let's go over to the About page. In here, let's check. There's Hive Podcast, how to podcast, podcasting tips, podcasting. I would add podcast just by itself to this particular area. Okay. What's up, HR? Good to see you here. So yes, I would do that. And then let's go to the About page. I would make sure I talk about the Hive Podcast over here in the About page. And yeah, that's it. And then I'd make a playlist. I would make a playlist. You got it already. Okay, so you got most of the stuff done. I would just do a couple polishes. I would add podcasting into this About page. And then for your tags for your channel, I would go ahead and add podcasts just as a separate standalone word. And it'll happen. It's pretty much happening algorithmically right now. As they grow this product, there'll probably be a button that you check in the back end that states it's a podcast, and then you're good to go. Strict. Let me show you my mobile setup. I'm having a problem with this earlier. I'm going to see if I can do it now that Luis is not dialed in. But when Luis was dialed in, it was giving me a little bit of drama. But if not, I think I have a secondary option. Okay. So let me go to this and see if I can break it. Bam. Okay. This in the past, this was freezing my A7 IV. But let's see now. Okay, here we go. We're gravy. Take out the water bottle. All right, so you got the mini. Right? Lots of cables. Don't get it twisted. You got the mini. The mini is talking to this CalDigity here. Got the most important thing for you mobile streamers is a color checker, because watching your picture look like crap just because you're on the road. I got my Rode Wireless here as backup, not using them, but they're ready to plug in should I run into a problem. I got my monitor. It's a 15-inch UPerfect 4K non-touchscreen. It's the 360 as a backup, because in case you need a backup to the backup. Let me do this real quick so you can see. there is a backup to the backup in case the other camera eats it. I got camera, see? So that's there. You could just do this. If you're one of them people, it's not so heavy. Looking at you, Diana, you could just carry your Insta360 Link, and it's gorgeous enough. It doesn't really need anything, but you know, I ain't gonna cry about having to carry a couple of things. So I got my A7 IV back there, and because I didn't feel like walking back upstairs, it has my USB cable. But as you can tell, I got cam links, everything in my Shimoda wrap, extra battery. And then I am on the Rode Video Micro twice, and then chapstick because black streamer. And then I'm using my iPad as a secondary monitor so that you guys can see that. And that's it. So A7 IV, Mini, CalDigit, Color Checker, Insta360, 15-inch UPerfect. And my Rodecaster Pro is underneath here, but I'm not using it at the moment because when Rich and I shipped all of the things back to Ecamm, we shipped back all of the XLR mics. I forgot to keep one, which was stupid. I'm like, yo, I'm not going to be at the office for a hot minute, so why did I ship all the mics to the Ecamm office? I should have kept one. I am dodo. Luckily, the Video Mic 2 sounds freaking delicious and works perfectly fine. So that's my mobile setup. Gangster. How do fine tune the image in Ecamm without a color checker? You don't. Good question, Dina. You don't. Here's how you do it. You open this. You go to your menu on the Sony. You go to white balance. It's already there. You go to custom. Come to set. Find your spot. It's going to want to capture. So I'm going to press the capture button. And then I'm white balanced. Now I just realized something. Let me do this. This might just work. Hold up. I'm going to do something crazy because y'all be tripping. And your mans don't trip. All right, let's do this. Let's try this. Please work. Oh, it looked like it might work. It might just work. Okay, watch this action right here. Doc is onto some craziness right now. All right, there we go. So let's do that again. So I'm going to go to menu, cancel. All right, so here's my custom white balance. Menu. Okay, here we go. White balance on my camera, press the button. Slide over here to 2, move it over to set. When I get to set, I'm pressing the circle like that. Then I'm pulling this up. Now here's the hard part. When I reach with this hand, notice that this hand blocks some of the light, so you don't want to do that. I'm reaching with this hand so it doesn't give me the same drama this time. And then I'm actually using my touch screen to press capture, and I'm gonna be at the position where I need to be. And then there's a more accurate white balance. Now it looks better. Okay, and once that's done, I can go ahead and press OK, and then press menu. I'm out. That's it. Nothing to touch in Ecamm now. So if I go back to my regular camera, my regularly scheduled camera, bam, properly white balanced image like a boss. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why people be with the auto white balance. Auto white balance is whack. No self-respecting videographer uses auto white balance unless you don't got no choice or unless you're in a situation where it's going to be handy. I don't find those situations very much, but like in a situation where you have to run and gun from multiple different lighting situations and you know that you have the ability to cover the change, then I would use it. But normally I don't. I don't trust them. And I'm going to explain why I don't trust them. Jared, you can back me up on this if you wish, or you can tell me to shut up. I don't trust them because Dina, like myself, is a person of color. The people in Japan that made this camera did the white balance a little bit based off of themselves because that's where the most of them are sold. They have taken into consideration some of our like lightly melanated folks, but what they don't take into consideration, which is hard because there's not a lot of us in Japan, they don't take into consideration melanated folks. So anybody that's a photographer that has ever had to do a biracial wedding will tell you getting even exposures on biracial couples, especially when one of them looks like Heidi Klum and the other one looks like Seal, is a pain in the tuchus. It is really hard to do. Luckily, we got RAW and we can fix most things now. But yeah, there you go. Get ear surgery replacement. Just don't use the upside down versions. Every one of the companies that's on the list makes a regular version too. It's just, this is the best because it fits in your ear hole. If it doesn't fit, every one of them, every company from KB Ear to Shure to CCA4, whatever, makes what looks like a barrel headphone. So therefore, it doesn't have the curly Q. The curly Qs are way better, but it's not going to change the sound, really. It's just a matter of staying stuck in your head. So let me do KB Ear real quick. KBEAR. That's just one example. See, it landed right on the first page. Not exactly KB Ear brand, but you'll see what I mean. Bam. This is a KB Ear KS1, $18. And the barrel shaped version, which is KB Ear, is called the Little Q. Same thing, $14. You save $4 for not curly Qing. But every one of the manufacturers on the market does generate a straight barrel version. So let's do the KZ ZSN. Ooh, get rid of that. Dun, dun, dun. And these guys also have a barrel version, but it's probably going to mess up because I am actually clicking on the ZSN, which is a particular range. So if I go to Easy Ear, here's another brand, and you go to earbuds, dun, 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 dun. These are more straight barrel. These are straight barrels right there, $38, right? These are normal, not even barrel, just plain Jane, right? So yeah, they're all basically the same. You're not going out here trying to buy, I mean, let's face it, KZs that sound fantastic, but you're not buying these for high fidelity. You're buying these for hearing. So just pick anything. And LP recommends those Mi 6s. I do not like Mi 6s, and it's not because they're bad headphones. Their cables are hard as a rock. See how this cable, do not put the iPhone on top of this and then hit the microphone, Doc. This cable is extremely flexible. See, like this, right? It's very soft. I can ball it up in the ball like this and it just drops, right? The Mi 6s have a really rigid cable. I don't like rigid cables. If anybody that owns a Rodecaster Pro 2 know what a rigid cable is, they sent you a freaking snake with hairspray as a cable for the Rodecaster Pro 2. I immediately threw that in the drawer and switched it to a grown folks cable because I can't stand rigid cables. They're horrible. So I buy softer cables. They get tangled less. I literally just said A7 IV. You guys was not paying attention. It has a gigantic 7 over there. This is full frame. There you go. Sony cameras ain't got no auto settings. I'm coming to DC, I think. So my middle sister is in DC, and she's either coming down here or we're going up there. It all depends on them children's. So yesterday was back to school day, but yeah, I might pop up to DC. If not, but whatever. If I come up that way, I'll let you know. I'm from Southeast. I spent a large portion of my childhood in Southeast Berry Farms, So now, Mr. HD, you know, when I tell people about being from the hood, I'm from the actual hood. Like, if you know anything about Berry Farms, there is capital H, two O's, and a D. Martin, if you live anywhere near Martin Luther King Boulevard in any town, it is the hood. iPhone earpods, if they're static, it's because your cable is busted. They don't static by themselves. The cable is busted. So go steal another pair from another person's thing, and then you can you can use them because they're great phones. They just, yeah, the cables are really, really thin. So they're the opposite. They're so thin that they do break easy. And it normally comes from, like, you have it in your ear and you stretch it really quick like this. That would just ruin the iPhone cable. This is a dookie chain, as we call it, Cuban link. So these just don't pop like that. He say to this day still. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's always the city municipalities think they're doing us a favor by honoring our hero, but they just put it in a jacked up spot. So it's not really honoring, it's appeasing. Yeah. Anyway, we won't get into civic politics today. So Jared, I just want to make sure that, because you didn't say nothing back, I want to make sure that we got you covered on things that might help you with your podcast thing. Getting on the podcast page. There you go. There's Jared's question. I want to make sure we got you covered because Jared is the man. Oi! I just knocked something on the floor. Alrighty. The one thing I could tell you about my setup here at my sister's house is her chairs are really cute, but they are uncomfortable. People, don't buy cute chairs just because they're cute. Make sure they're comfortable. My butt is killing me right now. Hey, Mel, what's up, Ma? I see you still out there doing your thing, girl. Good to see you. Oh, Jared said we got it. Okay, cool. So, I guess I'm curious, of all of the people who are in the chat right now, who is actively on a podcast? Who's working on that podcast life right this instantaneous? I am curious. Rich got to see a couple of good sessions that we were able to debrief on after the fact, which was handy. I had a sidetrack moment. I'm going to come back to the sidetrack moment. Don't look over here. Oh my God, I just had a sidetrack moment if ever there was. Anyway, so actually, Rich, I believe Jared is the one who put me on to who Travis Brown is, but I think Jared actually knows Travis. Am I right, Jared? Do you know Travis? Because Rich got to do his session, and I'm hoping I can catch a replay at some point. His session was cool on how he was able to, on IG using Reels, go from like 0 to 90,000 in like a couple of weeks. It was crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Oh, J-Rad does know who's Travie. Okay, cool. Mr. HD said, podcast been doing way better on 2 since I got focused on it and left doing 4 channels alone. Mr. HD, normally we get sidetracked talking about the Raiders, but can you say that again for the people in the back? They still don't be hearing it. I want to do this. I'm sorry. I can't do that because Mel's going to hit me. But I want to do this and I want to do that. And no, you got to do that. You got to do just that. The this and the that doesn't work. You got to do just that. Or you got to do just this. But you got to take the and out. The minute that you focus, it's a marvelous thing. Marvelous. It just works. Big ups to Alec, who just started his show, which is really cool. Alec just started his brand new podcast situation. Let's see. Alec, did you make a new channel? I forgot. Oh my God, why can't I do this in my head? Oh. He did it on his regular channel. Good. Okay, so here comes the thing. I brought this up in the Ecamm thing. I'm going to bring it up again. Don't hello, welcome, nothing. Alec, keep quiet over here. You guys, this is Alec's new thing. Look, it's Alec being Alec. He changed the light color, which is genius. Get your branding together. He got hexagons. Jared will tell you hexagons do really good for you. Hexagon, I love hexagons. It's one of my favorite shapes. Don't ask me why. It's a weirdo mathematics type thing, but Alec has it all right there. And then you can join his member shoots like that. So go check it out. Go see the mans if you would like to. Okay, so the question is going to come up, guaranteed. Sure as grits is grocery, sure as the Death Wish coffee is kicking in. That's a medium good cup of coffee. People are going to ponder if they should make a new channel or use the same channel. That's a choice you're going to have to make by yourself. There is no right or wrong answer. I like what Alec is doing, and I like what Jared is doing. It's just on a regular channel. Their podcast is part of their overarching brand as them. When I did Creator 50, I wanted to see what it was like to build a brand new channel from scratch. So that is on a separate channel. It may or may not have been stupid. But what can happen, though, is I can pick that channel up and the 5 videos that's over there and incorporate them into this channel and close that channel if I feel like that's going to be the best after YouTube fully finishes baking this podcast thing. In reverse, Alec and Jared can grab all 90 Jared episodes and migrate them to a The Hive Podcast channel if after YouTube fully bakes this thing, it's a better way. You can adjust that later. So don't put too much emphasis on freaking out about, should I make a new channel? All of these things are stalling. You guys know me. I'm going to be factual with you. When you start asking minutia questions, you are in fact stalling. That's right. I said it. As your coach, it is my job to tell you minutia questions are stalling. You're just trying to find a reason not to do what you got to do because you're feeling a little verklempt. So stop feeling verklempt. Look yourself in the mirror. Say, I am a creator. Get to it. Just rip the freaking Band-Aid and do it. Mostly, all mistakes can be recovered from. The only mistakes that can't be recovered from are ones that end you up in jail, Robert Kelly, and things like that. Other than that, you can recover from them. So stop being, minutia oriented and just dive in. Working on the outline content first, the books, launch plan late September when I return back from Botswana. I love the fact that Gretchen is going to Botswana because it gives me a chance to sing Animaniacs. Yes, I like that. This is also one of my favorite things that I have to get a work on is getting used to saying no just. But yes, try not to say just too much because it's belittling the level of work that you're putting in order to be a boss, right? So boom, loving that. I'm doubling down on being a guest on great podcasts like the Hive Podcast and Live Streamer Backstage. Oh, boom. And of course, Alec is doing what I told him. Cool. Hey, Keely, here's what I think would be massive for you if you do so inclined to choose so. If you do incline to choose to do so. Either not before People of Video. I don't want you to do anything before People of Video because it's going to muck you up. While we're at People of Video, take an opportunity with your phone to record short 2, 3, 4 minute interviews with those of us who you've created channels for. Or people you know that have Discord channels, right? And then release those plus tips, like little 2, 3 minute tips. Discord for creator tips as little 2, 3 minute snippets and gang record like 20 of them joints. Call it season 1 and let it out. Or gang record 92 of them. I love you. And just put them out, call them season 1. Don't think that you need to make a 10-minute podcast, because the not having the visual will make it harder for people to grok what you're saying. But I think you could do really well putting out bite-sized, constant crack hits about Discord that will drag people in. If nothing more than the SEO authority you get from having another piece. Those are Pinterestable, TikTokable, Reelable, Shortable, LinkedInable, all of the above. So I would turn your 90-second tip reels into podcasts. So record them vertically, but then try to stay in the middle when you record them so you can just drop them as podcasts. That's my coaching statement for you. Michael, number one, we love you. Number two, don't tell folks you're late. It's not necessary. We're just happy you're here. I know that's funny. I say this all the time because it's a human nature to want to apologize. But yeah, just people, everybody in general, don't tell people you're late. Just pop in, say what's up to the family. That's it. Because you just wasted characters and you made me sidetrack for no reason. I'm joking. Anyway, podcasts being talked about are vodcasts, audio only, or both. Sorry if it's already been talked about. No, Mike, man, you're good. You people like you and I and Jared, I'm going to keep picking on my brother Jared because he's here today. People like you and I, we're video people, so just do videos. And I want them to call it vodcast, so thank you. I want the whole planet to switch to vodcast, but they probably not because people are lazy in language. So I think you should always shoot it as a video first because it's easier to edit. You know that, I know that, Jared knows that. People who've been practicing their editing, like Matt O'Brien, those of us, yeah, it's so much easier to edit when you have a visual perspective. I think even if you're doing it as audio only, still do the video first and keep those video clips as a way of repurposing, like I just spoke to Keely about. You can put them in your short form video platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, etc., TikTok. And so you have something to entice folks to come to the audio podcast, right? So yes, I think you should always go video first. I think it makes your job easier. It's also easier to record live like we did a minute ago because I can see y'all. I can see, hey, Mike is in the building. What's up, Mike? I can talk to you. I can talk to Keely. I can talk to Gretchen and Glenda and everyone. So I think it's better to record live instead of sitting in your house talking to your damn self, right? And so someone like Keely, feel me now, she's very tight on time. She's a very busy individual. She's going to do her Discord for Creator Streams anyway. So she can say, Strick, pay attention. You just did this. Strick just did 13 hacks for creators with my brother Kurt. Okay? So Keely could go 13 hacks for those folks doing, sorry, my iPad going to sleep and it's going to mess me up. So let me just re-trigger this real quick. Ooh, let's take this out, get some more watts going into this. Okay, that might catch it. Anyway, yes, so what was I saying? Strick just did the thing with Kurt talking about, I think it was 13 hacks that creators should use, all creators should know about. In that same vein, Keely could record 13 tips for epic Discord, right? And in those 13 tips, when she's saying them in the live stream, she takes the numbers out and just say the tips. Record those live, but make sure that each one has a starting point and an ending point. She could then chop those bad boys up and use each one of them as the first 13 episodes of her Discord for Creators podcast, where she's just dropping out, 2-minute Tuesday tips. And so for the next 13 weeks, she has 2-minute Tuesday tips for creators using Discord. Like she's already recorded an entire quarter worth of tips in a single episode. Somewhere within that 13 weeks, she's going to go back and she's got another, handful of tips. and just record those and make sure that every tip has a start and stopping point, easy to edit, easy to let loose as a podcast. It's just saying, it's gangster. It's out there. So that's how you would do it. Sorry, Keels. Sorry. You know what I'm saying. You know I love you, Mom. And I'm definitely down to record with you. I know that Louise, Alec, you got to record from the future. But Dina, all of us will help you get those first 10 episodes out. You got 10 people in the chat right now that you've started off on Discord. Michelle Branding, CBEBC, CBD Branding. All of us, we in the building. You know what I'm saying? Nice comeback, Mike. Nice comeback. I love it. Yes, don't call it a comeback. Yes, same thing, moderator man, same thing. You could take all of them joints and record them, moderator type things, and remind people that's number one, why they need to have a moderator. And yes, I want to tell you something real quick, just for you should know. Here's a glorious thing. So this is my Anchor battery. Sorry, it's not an Anchor, it's Hyper Juice. This thing is beefy. I bought this to travel with because it charged 4 things at 100 watts a piece. It's a little heavy for traveling. I might send it back home in a flat rate ship box and buy something less crazy while I'm here. But during the time I was recording the Ecamm stream, my iPad said low battery, so I plugged it into this, and then I had my phone plugged into this. The cable that I was using, which I just threw somewhere, it has a defect now because this is supposed to be a 100-watt compatible cable, but it is not. So now I'm going to mark this and throw it away, and then buy a new one. I just realized the good thing about this battery is it actually gives you the number. It tells you what it was doing. It was trying to send 5 watts to an iPad that's being used as an ancillary monitor to this mini right now. 5 watts ain't going to cut it. So luckily, as I was reaching around and fidgeting while I was answering the question, I grabbed another cable. This one is guaranteed a 100-watt cable because it's Anchor brand. And as I plug it in now, it says sending 35.5 watts to the iPad. That means it's actually in quick charging mode. Under normal circumstances, your iPad is going to drag about 18 to 20 watts. But the fact that it's pulling 35 watts and throwing it at the iPad, that means now the iPad is actually in quick charge mode because this is an M1 iPad. But if you find you have cables that charge devices really slow, it might be time to retire that cable. It might have started out working and then got pulled in a certain way that broke it. But these cables are so cheap nowadays. You can just get rid of it and get another one. You're talking $7 to $10 for a good 100-watt cable. Anchor's 19, but anyway, that's just so you know all of my fidgeting. I thought I would give you the backstory behind all the fidgeting because it almost messed up because my iPad ate it. Those screens might have got locked over there. I wouldn't be able to see. Thank you, Moderator Paul, for picking up on that. And Mr. Hicks, speaking of hanging out all week with Rich and Hicks, when I say I was spending all week with Hicks, I don't mean just people from Texas. I meant James Hicks. I'm about to get in trouble for that. Man, we had a fantastic time. I cannot reiterate again. We talked about this in class on Saturday. Those of y'all that are group members, getting to these events like the one we got coming up at People of Video, it's life, man. It's life. So I'm going to be able to get myself and Michelle and a couple other people to help Keely get those first Discord things recorded because we all going to be there. But we all going to get to see, see her gangster in real life. And, teamwork, make the dream work, help each other out. I couldn't go to sessions, which was super dope. Rich would come back after every session and talk about what he saw. And I'm making a mental note to either go find that replay or go research that on my own on one of them, like study on the toilet maneuvers, right? You just pick these things up. So, boom. Yeah, exactly. Keels, amazing ideas, not just for yourself, but for everyone up in this piece. Mr. Moderator is definitely coming. Roy, we actually told Paul he should make a moderation certificate. I'm waiting for that. I want to be one of the first people as a certified moderator. I know that I would pay to take his course and get a certificate. So I think that's dope. Boom. Not only is Alec taking notes, he's already created the first couple videos. Strick, I know you do because you and I come from radio, so we kind of do that. Luis and I talked about that before today on the previous stream. Yes, record with that end in mind. Exactly. It's hard. I get sidetracked. I ain't going to lie. But boom. Oh, Mike is coming to join us. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. All right, Mike. So at Discord, at POV, see what you did, Kelly. If you roll in the room saying I'm late, I'm just going to scream. No, I forgot who said it to me. It wasn't my idea. I got it from one of our other members. And when they told me it, I took heed to it because I do that. I would pop in and go, hey, man, sorry I'm late. I was doing XYZ. It's actually distracting to the host. But it also would cause everybody else to react to you coming in. So it's kind of like church or court, right? When you walk into court, you slide in and you sit down slowly and you take your seat and you just go like this. If you slid in the court, hey, everybody, I'm late. My bad. I was looking for parking. The judge will get pissed. And if you were going there to help a friend, that friend is going to get it taken out on them. If you're going there to be judged yourself because of your speeding, you're probably going to take it out on you then. So there's theater, you wouldn't walk in and say that because you would disrupt everybody else's thing. There's just, you wouldn't do it in real life in so many places. So even at work, you slide in quietly, act like the boss ain't see you. So yeah, when you come into the stream, we try to teach ourselves the etiquette stuff that we don't see from somebody else. And we're not mad at you in any way, shape, or form because we all have done it before. But never come in and tell people you're late. Just be there. And I'm going to take you one back. Here's a funny one. I just did it. I just absolutely did it. Hold on. I was never late to court once. Police officer escorted me. Always made sure I was on time. Yes. Here's the thing that this makes, actually, Alec, your point makes me think of this as well. I don't even know how to describe this, but when we teach ourselves, because our group is trying to learn how to do it right so that we can go share this with other places and other people, I think live streams and stuff will get better in general. I love when I go to streams and I see the Q colon thing. I forgot whose stream I originally put it up. I got it from, but I use it and I enforce it. And my moderators enforce it. And now when I see other people stream and they're starting to enforce it, I don't know if they got it from me or not, but it likes to make me think we're going to make everybody stream better because we're going to take back some behavioral things that make it more comfortable and inclusive for everyone. So one of the advantages of not coming in and saying that you're late or telling people that you were sick, coming into the stream telling everybody you were sick is looking for sympathy for yourself. The host is talking about how to braid garlic. Your sickness ain't got a goddamn thing to do with how to braid garlic. So what you're doing, whether you know it or not, is asking everybody to look at you and give you sympathy. And that's rude to the person that's hosting the party. So don't do shit like that. It's not cool, right? You don't wear white dress to the wedding, Paul. Never wear the white dress to the wedding. Spinky, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. 100%. You're the man. And yeah, Strick said he got it from me. I forgot where I got it from, Strick. I wish I should have remembered because I probably owe that person the credit. But when I heard it, I said, I'm doing this right away because I think it's good. But yeah, rolling into people's stream, hey, I'm late. Hi is one thing. right? What I normally do is I say hi to the host, and I might say hi to the moderators, but I don't normally say hi to everyone else because that also pulls away the attention from the host. It's good to say hi, in the very beginning when you just start. Okay, rolling in late and disrupting the stream with hi to everybody, also probably not a good look unless that host is cool with it, but it can cause the stream to sidetrack. You know what I'm saying? I'll come in and say hi to my host because that's Black Card Cookout thing. Don't roll up to nobody cookout and don't give sugar to all the aunties. That's a good way to get thrown out the cookout. That'll get your black card revoked. You always got to give grace to the host. That's understandable. But like rolling into strict stream and saying hi to Paul and Keely and Jared and Glenda and Alec and Mike and Gretchen and everybody all separate, Roy, that's just, I don't know, kind of being rude. So I know that's a little bit off topic, but I think the better we get at doing this, it makes everybody's stream better. So I think that's why I'm such a stickler about it. And I want to give credit to my 2 people that told me that, but I don't want to out them unless they want to be outed. They'll out themselves. But yeah, it's not cool. Come in, talk about your medical conditions because don't nobody care. They might pretend they care, but they don't. Let's be honest. And don't diva the stream. Let's put it that way. Not picking on you, Mike, by the way. 'Cause, just you made me think of it. You made me think of it. I'm cool. Mike, we're cool. We're old guys with cameras, so we're automatically cool. Let's see. What else we got popping? Yes, for all of you guys that are doing your don't do it. Stop touching every stuffed boy. What are you doing, Manon? There you go. Don't touching that. Puntangina. I think it's very important if you have been sitting on Chrome thinking that you should start this podcast. Now is the time. Now is the time to do it. At the podcast movement, man, everything was about video-oriented podcasting, and I do mean everything. The other thing we discovered, there's a metric F-ton of podcast hosts out there. I didn't know there was that many. Holy goodness, there's a lot. So there's that. What else did we learn? Rich saying it straight with the Doc subtle flair. Thank you, Gretchen. I hope Rich is still here. I forgot what it was called. Rich learned about one of the techniques. I think it's called pod swapping. Man, I forget the proper terminology. I think it's called pod swapping. But Rich learned about pod swapping, and I think it is an incredible way for everybody to not only grow their podcast, but to get their reps in. So let me attempt to explain it the best of my ability, because I have a general idea of what it is. Sorry, this coffee is like, woo. If I go and become a guest on Pumpkin's new podcast, it will be in my interest to turn right back around and have Pumpkin as a guest on my cast. Jared and I did this. Jared was a guest on my show. I was a guest on his podcast like in the same week. The momentums of the promotions sort of collide, and yeah, it's a very good way of doing that. The other thing that pod swapping will do, for instance, Pumpkin, Jared just left. I would text him. Send me your advertisements for your podcast, and I will insert them into the next Creator 50 recording, which might happen later today. Since Alex in the future, he can send it to me. I got to text Jared to have him send me one, but he's getting ready to do a podcast. And then what we'll do is we'll have a a bunch of our friends' podcasts that we could insert as commercials in our podcast. And if you're using an application like Captivate, I can actually just leave those in there and pick which ones I want to roll at the end of each episode. So I highly suggest that each one of you get a promo reel, video oriented or audio oriented, to rock in your show. So let's see what this looks like here. I'm going to play your promo reel.
That's right. The crew that brought you Leaped in a live stream is back with something brand new for 22, and you won't want to miss it. Leap into podcasting. We're taking a leap into podcasting this year, September 29th and 30th. It's our third year of Leaped in a Live, and we're bringing all that same energy this year for this 2-day virtual event. Join us September 29th and 30th. Two days of live sessions, workshops, and panel discussion. Over 20 podcasting experts and brands bringing their expertise to leap into podcasting. Topics include planning, production, distribution, promotion, strategy, tools and gear, workflows, and more. Go figure. Doc is going to talk about gear. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Here's the best part, people. The tickets are absolutely free.
Say what?
Free. Nix, nil, nada, nine, nothing, zilch, zero, free. F-R-E-E, free. Say you're busy and you can't make it? No problem. We'll be selling a replay pass, which includes virtual and physical podcasting guides with notes and bonuses from all the sessions. We got you covered. RSVP and save your spot today at leapintopodcasting.com. That's leapintopodcasting.com.
Chee-hoo. Boom. That, my friends, is a good way to do a pod swap, right? And with Captivate, my platform, I can take the audio version of that and I can upload it to my platform and just say, I want you to insert this at a particular time. So, for instance, I can be like in this recording. Okay, as you know, folks, we just did an hour of the Q&A. A lot of great questions coming in. Look, you still have time to get in your questions. We're going to take about 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 more questions right after the break.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So I can just go ahead and run. That was the audio version. I can just go ahead and run those. And a couple of things that's going to happen with this pod swap, especially if the people that are sending you, I would tell my friends, if you're going to send me a pod swap, yo, you got to get gangster with it. If you need help getting gangster with it, call your mans. I'll help you. I'm not going to play, hi, this is Alec Johnson. Make sure you come to my podcast because I am going to talk to you about taking one tech. Thank you. Yeah, that's not going to fly. Luckily, Alec doesn't talk like that. Sorry, Pumpkin. I'm not trying to call you out. Yours is much better than that. But no, go to Fiverr if you got to. Sorry, this thing peaks. Let me just back up and make it a peak less. Go to Fiverr if you got to. Do something of that nature to get yourself a good pod reel and swap them among friends. It will make the other person's podcast sound more pro because they have ads and they have good ads. You know what I'm saying? So musicradiocreative.com will make you one for a couple $100. You can go to Fiverr and get some little kid in the basement to do it. But yeah, I think it's a good way to not only make your show look more professional, but help each other out. There you go. There you go. There you go. It was called Pod Swap, right? What was the actual name of it? Promo Swap. Thank you, Rich. Thank you. I said it wrong, but the whole of the information still applies. No, man. Okay, listen. I'm not expecting you to think. I'm glad you said this, Pumpkin, by the way. Yes, I call Alec Pumpkin because he looks like Billy Corrigan, not because, I'm cheating on Paul.
I'm not expecting you guys to be at that level. I did radio for I did radio almost as long as Alec is old. So yeah, I just have tons of experience at it. It doesn't have to be that good. And to me, that honestly wasn't one of my last year's lead promo reel. To me, it was better. But you can easily look around, listen to some of the stuff you hear out there, go to Fiverr, book a private session with your mans. I'll help you. Like, I'll teach you what to do and how to get it good. Go to my Buy Me a Coffee thing and book a session. And read Uncle Ray's book. Uncle Ray's book will get you there a lot too. That's that how to write copy that sells. Study some copywriting. And it's okay if your first one is bunk. You can change it. The person you're talking to is already your friend. You know what I'm saying? But even people that are not your friends, like, reach out to different type of podcasts, different genres, and just be like, yo, man, I got an idea. Would you like to do a promo swap? Thank you, Rich, for the correct name, by the way. Wait, that's my channel promo. Oh, Paul, I am going to hurt you. I am going to hurt you bad. That is funny. Paul had the Philco radio. Do you guys know what a Philco radio is? This is what Paul had. Hold on, let me find you one. Wait, the fact that I know what it is actually bad, because then it makes it sound like I'm as old as Paul. Let me show you guys a Philco radio. When you see it, you're going to be like, yep, Paul had one of them. Oh, let me get it. Here we go. This is a Philco radio. Paul used to sit in front of the Philco radio and listen to One of Them 12. All right, Gracie. Wait, I can't do Groucho Marx right now. What the heck is a Groucho Marx? It's like a Cowboy Marx Brothers. That, my friends, is what a Philco radio looks like. I am fully in love with the mid-century modern Philcos. I want to buy one, but even in non-working condition nowadays, they're about 300 bones. But I love this. I just want one for my studio. They're beautiful, but they're very expensive. And I would love to get one working. But check this out. A 1948 Philco would be even better because it comes in perps. I got perps. This one is $230. I wonder if it works. Actually, it says restored. It actually works. This might be worth 230 bones. This one is restored. Probably what I would do with it is get one, and even if it's broken, and fill it up with like a Bluetooth speaker and then use it that way. But pretty cool. How do we get to Philco radios? I told y'all not to sidetrack me. Since we're on Doc's sidetrack, thank you, Alec. I appreciate that, brother. Since we're on, probably Paul listened to Macaroni on the radio when you were little. Dang, that's funny. Back in the Wolfman Jack days, that's correct. Back when it was called the wireless. Oh, Little Orphan Annie, yes. Oh my God. Grandparents had a Philco radio in the formal dining room. Dude, the fact that you had yes, it's Bake Like Rich. The fact that you had a formal dining room meant you wasn't hood. Our formal dining room was the same as the living room, was the same as the bedroom. Like, we had like 50 cousins in there. I don't know if that's hood or Latino, but yeah, we didn't have a formal dining room. Let me show you guys what I was going to show you, because we got sidetracked. When we were talking about headphones, this is Glenda's fault. She about to cost me 40 bones. But look, they got purple. I don't want no mic though. Is it still in stock? Oh, I can save $1. Thank you, Glenda. Actually, I saved a penny. Hey, what the heck is that? Hold on. Okay, it's $1. All right. Yes. I'm finna get some new headphones because they come in purples.
And I can get it by Thursday, September the 1. Gangster. Thank you, Glenda, for asking a question that's fixing to cost me money. Let me, just in case anybody want purple headphones with your boy, let me do it like this. Copy. Dang it, copy. And then come back up to here. Hey, mouse, where'd you go? And then highlight this. Okay, I heard the which means it got it. So in Alfred, you can concatenate, copy, and paste. One of the coolest things out there. Dang, I can't believe it. I found me some new headbuds to buy because Glenda asked me a question. I'm about to waste $40 right now. Oh, you calling it a payback? Don't call it payback. Yo, man, I got to tell you something about community. And sorry, I don't want to put him on blast, but it's what makes community so dope. Okay, so we were setting up the booth. I don't think I have mine over here. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I do not. Okay. We were setting up the booth, and I was running around with my Osmo OM5, just taking some, clips for the gram type thing. And Mike said, Mike is our support person. Many of you guys have probably talked to him or emailed to him, but don't know him by name. It's easy. It's Mike. Mike said, man, I've been thinking about getting one of these just to do some shots with me and the kid and blah, 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 blah. And then Jimmy said, I got one of them and I don't really use it. You want it? And Mike was like, what? And Jimmy said, no, for real. I got one of those and I don't even use it. So do you want it? I'll bring it tomorrow. And Mike was like, oh, now Mike is our support person. He is around the Ecamm fam all the time, but he's normally dealing with people complaining about their inability to read instructions. I said it. I said it out loud. So he doesn't know the Ecamm fam the way that we know the Ecamm fam. And he was like, really? Are you kidding me? But with the Massachusetts accent. And then, sure as grits as groceries, the next day, we sitting in the booth, getting ready to do the show. Jimmy came over. Jimmy was like, boom, here you go, bet. And Mike's face was like handcrafted by angels right then. It was just like, oh. Yo, Jimmy could walk on water for about the next couple of hours. And even after James and Rich left to go to their sessions, he was like, I can't believe he just gave me that, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is really cool. And me and Katie were like, that's Ecamm fam being Ecamm fam. That's just how we are, And I love that story because as we were doing the thing, Rich was there. Rich heard me. Jimmy heard me. J. Michael Hall, who's one of our guys, came through. Everybody kept asking about this feature and that feature. And I kept telling them the number one feature is y'all. I'm like, yo, our community still better. I mean, Riverside can copy what we do, or Squadcast or OBS. Anybody can copy what we do. No one's ever going to be able to copy the communities we have here in LGL or Ecamm, or where we got crossovers like the Silver Lining Hot Sauce Plates, or the Discord for Creators, or Take One Tech, like, because we all intermingle between. Those communities can't be effed with, man. They just can't. You know what I'm saying? They cannot be faded. And loosely translated, if you're playing dice and you know that the person is about to hit the roll that's going to cause you to lose your money, you can fade the roll while the dice are tumbling. You can go fade, and then you can make so that that roll doesn't count. So the person has to roll it again. Even if they hit their point, right? you can fade. If they're coming out, you can fade the initial roll. If they're on a roll with hitting sevens and levels, after like the third or fourth roll, you just fade all their opening rolls for a second until you feel they stop rolling sevens. So the vernacular can't be faded means there's no way to stop this. We're on the roll. You cannot stop this roll. That's what it means. So don't it doesn't nothing to do with blue jeans turning light blue. Just so you know, this can't be faded. Our community, like I get to lean back and just think about how dope a community that is. Our support guys go what's the word? Not unrequited, that's kind of it. They go unnoticed. That's the easiest way to say it. They go unnoticed. A lot of people don't know how dope Mike and Megan, Tyler and Midori are. So Katie, Caleb, and I, Ken and Glenn, we get the most love from the community because y'all can see us from time to time. Why this year when we started to do the, Ecamm Roadshow, we made a decision to bring along a support people. So this particular show was Mike. My show next week is going to be Tyler or Caleb, and Tyler's coming with us to Albany, right? So you guys get a chance to meet our support people. So they can see how dope the community is, and you can see how dope the support team is. So the other thing that's so dope about our community, because everybody shows like that, here we are in the booth, on the floor, people right next to us paid the same amount for the booth as we did. But our booth was popping. I mean, popping, right? Why? Our community. Our community showed up, they showed out. If Nikki then was on, people came through. When Jim and Grace then was on, and Grace guys was on, people came through. When me and Katie was on, people came through. Like, people were always coming through, and we'll be explaining, Mike or Katie and myself be explaining to somebody how dope the product is, whatever. Somebody, well, I use Ecamm, and these guys are great. The community is amazing, blah, 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 blah. Those things, people, go a long way. They go a crazy long way. So, yes, I think it is, I think it's just incredible. So, yeah, I think that it's just incredible. And yes, Nikki and Moose did quote this, came for the software, stayed for the community. And then Nikki went and she did one of these. She went. There you go. And Paul said, it's too loud. Go away, Paul. I'm joking. Love you, Paul. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. I thought that was a dope moment in time. And thank you, Jimmy, for, blessing Mike. Mike was talking about it that night at the bar. He was still still at it. Alfred is not in SetApp. It's a standalone thing. And WhatApp is a whole different situation. Anyway, boom. All of the great apps are usually in SetApps. That's correct. Dean said, something wrong with computer today. Keep adjusting my colors. Oh, this is my sister's paint job, bro. I can't do nothing about it. Hey, I never thought about this. I can't believe I'm going to do this. It might work. It does work. How funny is that? I can pretend to be at home. Hey, my sister's paint job allows me to pretend to be at home. That's funny. I just can't get rid of the mirror. So look, I can pretend to be that guy using my sister's background. That's just the way my sister painted her house, Dean. I'm not at home. I'm in Virginia. That's funny. Dude. Yeah, Laconia Simple. And they had another one, Jimmy. They had another one that they just put out. And I don't remember the name of it. I want to call it Rampage, but that's not it. You guys know about Alternatives too? Alternatives.to. And then you can go there and put the app that you're looking for to find an alternative to. Oh, sorry. Alternative2.net. That's what it is. Sorry. The other one might get you some kind of pornography. So you go here and you go to Alfred. Alfred to me is the dopest. However, there was a new one that just came out. And I forgot what it was called. But it wasn't set up last month. So I'm assuming it's still there. Man, go to this page, fam. I'm going to just hit application launchers. And then go Mac. It's not Rambox. What the heck was it called? Quicksilver's the original, by the way, people. Quicksilver's still banging. Raycast. This is the one I was thinking of. Raycast. Raycast is a free thing similar to Alfred, but it was in set out for a minute. A lot of my Mac nerd friends are talking about it. I peeked at it for a split second and went back to Alfred because I got years worth of Alfred in there. No one wants who to be what guy. I'm curious. Boom. Oh, I know what you mean, Keely. I know. Never mind. I figured it out. What's up, Sherwin? Good to see you here. Yes, thank you, Alec. Alternative2.net. That's funny. It's super funny. Keely, I completely caught that, and this is why I love you. Anyway, gang, I think that does it. Unless you guys got any more questions for me, I'm going to wrap up this pate, and then I'll see y'all again on Saturday. Saturday will be like my last stream here before I got to pack it up, pack it in. No, wait. This Saturday is, no, never mind. Never mind. Wait, Jared was sending me stuff. Anyway, Jared's always sending me funny comments. Man, thank you guys for coming through. Thank you guys for tolerating me being in my not setup. But I don't know. I think I did okay not being in my not setup. You know, in my on the road setup. It's gonna be like this until mid-October. I am on the road for a hot minute. This weekend is Labor Day weekend, so I got to double check with the fam. Maybe not. We might be going to DC to see the other sister. Let me double check. Just check the Discord. I'll let you know. And yes, Labor Day weekend. You guys should take a break, but at the same token, some of y'all don't do good with breaks. Some of y'all take breaks and they turn into forever. So there's that. And man, Dina, oh my God, Miss Lady Girl, let me explain you something. When we all went out to dinner last Tuesday, I had cheese grits and I was loving it. And I can't eat shrimp and grits because I can't eat shrimp no more. But I love the fact that you just happen to automatically be doing grits this week. Shrimp and grits. I'm going to watch that because I want to see if you do anything different than how we do. But man, Texas cheese, bacon, and jalapeno grits. So good. So good. The other thing, if you can, I would like to see you give your specificity on that PJM, the pickle juice margarita. I like to call it the dirty pickle margarita, but when I say that, Paul gets excited. The pickle juice margarita was legit. It was absolutely legit. I love not margarita, martini. Jesus, Doc. Pickle juice martini. I love dirty martini, extra dirty. And yeah, the bartender just decided to make me a dirty pickle one time. And it was, whoo, because in our hotel downstairs, they had fried pickles, which was so good. So good. Man, I hadn't had fried pickles for like 10, 15 years. And in Texas, like pretty much 3 different restaurants we went to had fried pickles. Oh, you know, the funny part about that is Sherry will be like, and more and more and more and more cheese. That's the best part about it. Huh? Man, Siri just started laughing at me because Siri mistook me talking to Sherry and Siri said, ha ha ha. That's funny. That is super funny. She just blurted out, ha ha. All right. Hey, Siri. Say goodbye, Siri. She's confused. All right. More cheese, more cheese. There you go. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for the dirty pickle martini. Love. And just for being good and being a dope community, man. I'm telling you, you guys are the best ever. So we'll see you. I don't have an outro bumper this week because, not inside the building, but you know what it is. Let's get live. Thank you.
City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City